Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector and cosmic legionnaire. And in this segment of Cosmic Legions, I am showcasing the Cosmic Legions Tusk Heavy Gunner from the Star Horsemen exclusive, I believe. It may have been a convention exclusive for a little bit, and they were selling it in the circuit, but yeah, I can't find it anywhere other than eBay or the Star Horsemen store. Now, I gotta tell you guys, this is the second time I had to redo. This is the second time I had to do this video because the first time I did it, there was absolutely no sound. It was an opening and everything, and I was like so mad. Anywho, um, yeah, he comes with all the parts that he would normally come with, and now he's already set up in the configuration that I want him to be in. Um, yeah, he's got all the different kind of hands that you would go that's associated with Cosmic Legions, 8 sets, 8 pairs. But now I have them already configured in the manner that I wanted him to be configured. Now, something to note, I did have to take out this to put on the harness. So, and of course I took off this so that I could add the part that makes him look kind of like a Gundam, like a Zaku, you know what I mean? Uh, it's something that reminds me of Zaku. This is kind of cool. The colors, I don't know, for anyone who's ever been a Transformers fan, uh, it kind of reminds me a little bit about of Roadbuster. To be honest, he's got Roadbuster kind of vibes with that color scheme that he's got going on. Except Roadbuster would be more of the brown dominant and have green highlights, but he looks like he's more green dominant with, well, I guess depending, right? Either who, yeah, that's what we got going, right? Looks good. Um, his weapon's pretty money, very, very much like what Vorga has, except he doesn't have the ammo belt. Instead, he has this. Just kind of put it here. Dang. Yeah, put it back in. Yeah, you got to be careful because you don't want to wreck this. Just be very, very careful. Now, I wanted to do some compare and contrast since he is using the standard Tusk buck, right? Or tool. Like you just basically Tusk with, yeah, this like a combination of this plus a hodgepodge of this and Sligor. Um, his gauntlets are different though. They're longer. They're not the same as this at all. You know what I mean? It's got a, it's closer to what the Predator character I got has as far as the length of the the gauntlet goes. But it's got a different thing right here. So it's kind of cool that there was a variance there. Let's see. But yeah, overall, pretty much the same legs, same hips, just not the same hip skirts. Comes with the standard pistol that all the other, seems to come with. Yeah, about that. This thing has been a little troublesome trying to keep on. But yeah, it's not supposed to be tight, I guess, but still, it's a little bit frustrating that it just doesn't stay still. But yeah, you have to remove this piece, which is what it comes stock with. And yeah. Yeah, I think this character looks so gosh dang good. I do regret not getting more, but I wasn't sure how to feel because I wasn't, I didn't know if, I didn't really think of this as a troop builder, but after well, what I'm about to read you is you're going to be compelled to, just like I am. But yeah, it's a good look. This whole group ensemble of characters are just all starting to come together, looking really, really good. You know what I mean? Just like, I think it's a win having all of these bad boys, you know, together like in a shelf. My Cosmic Legion shelf's just gonna look going to pop up so much because you got all these characters here, colorful characters that look bad buns, you know what I mean? Just kind of hanging out, all hanging out. You know what I mean? Wall tour. And of course, Vorga, the number one person that will most likely be compared to, I would say, because same similar buck, just different paint scheme and the weapon, you know, very similar. No ammo belt though. Um, yeah, the pauldrons are a little bit wider than normal. They're not like this. They're similar, but you can tell that it's hecka wider. You know what I'm saying? It's just wide. They do have the same harness. You know what I mean? And even the tube thing, kind of cool. But yeah, definitely not the same hip skirts. But yeah, I just like the way this looks. Again, it reminds me very much of a Gundam Zaku. Yeah, Gundam kind of aesthetic with Roadbuster um, color scheme. It comes with this really cool rocket, wrist rocket. Um, yeah, and his pouches. I just love the paint scheme. It looks so good seeing all of this together. Um, I gotta get at least one or two more just because I just love the way this thing looks. And if they, if they're supposed to be an army builder of these two, I guess then together. Now I'm thinking that. Well, let me read to you guys his uh their bio, right? The Tusk Heavy Gunner. Okay. All right. Officially, the Traders Union of the Five Circles of Cosmerium, the Tusk, are a trade organization. This makes infrastructure exist amongst the ranks of this alliance of private firms that much more unusual, ostensibly sanctioned for the security of the alliance and protection of its assets and interests. It is a widely known fact that the Tusk forces are just as often used for intimidation of rival organizations and acquisitions of new territories as they are utilized in the protection of existing arrangements. At the front of the many of these offensive endeavors are the Tusk heavy gunners. Well, what about the regular Tusk infantry? I want to know what they are. I'm assuming that they're not the gray ones from book one, but outfitted in heavily reinforced armor and wielding large pulse blasters whose destructive capacity rivals that of weapons of the Ferox. These soldiers are often sent in a territory in order to quell resistance to the fruitful progressions of commerce. In reality, the Tusk heavy gunners are a tool used to eliminate opposition through whatever means is required to achieve the outcomes desired by the directorial board of the Traders Union. So, and here's what it says. I think it's from the book of the Assault of Sector Ish 3, Ish Charlie 3, one of the small commerce and manufacturing enclave of the edge of Mesmos. The sector Ish C3 became a strategically important location in Cosmerium when one of the key components used in the development of Thyraxium was discovered nearby. Originally run as an independent facility operated by the Triangle Guild, the Traders Union of the Five Circles of Cosmerium immediately moved to acquire Ish Charlie 3 as one of their many business holdings. When those negotiations broke down, a small unit of Tusk arbiters were sent to the facility along the battalion of heavy gunners, officially meant to provide security for the arbiters. I want those arbiters. The Tusk heavy gunners surrounded Ish C3, preventing anyone from entering or leaving the facilities. Pleas for assistance from the Ferox authorities went unanswered, and after the gunners' brutally violent response to a group of workers trying to leave uh, Ish C3, a Triangle Guild dropped their opposition and accepted the offer to become part of the Traders Union. But okay, all of that, but not enough of the heavy gunner talk. Anywho, but yeah, final thoughts on this fig. I want more. I think I'm gonna get another bunch while they're still available at Store Horsemen and on the cheaps. Relatively speaking, I'd say. Yeah, it looks good. It just the color scheme is just so money, and if he is the a troop builder, then it makes sense to at least have 3 of these bad boys, so that when I eventually do get to those arbiters they're talking about, at least they'll be able to accompany the arbiters. But yeah, they look so good together. Just in general, I just love the way all of this is coming together. Just real good. All right, folks. Well, that's all I got for this segment of Cosmic Legions reviews and showcasing. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And until the next video, folks. Ciao.